Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. I've got an Avatar figure here. This is Private Sean Fike, or Fick, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. This is quite an old figure, in 2009, so 10 years, coming on 11. It says, detailed movie replica, highly articulated, level 1, webcam eye tag, which I'm not going to use. Picture of him, the figure looks pretty okay inside. Picture of the mech from the movie. On the back, just says some information about Avatar, which I think most of you have seen. On a deadly but mineral-rich distant moon called Pandora, ex-marine Jake Sully is torn between duty and honor when he finds himself caught between the heavily armed forces of Earth's most powerful starfaring consortium and an exotic noble alien race whose very existence is threatened by the human invaders. Blah blah blah. Private Sean Fike, this former Marine, doesn't need a cause to fight for, only an opponent who is a worthy challenger. Private Fike is a ballistics expert and is also lethal in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Profession, private contractor for RDA security forces on Pandora. Skills, combat training, champion marksman, stealth, reconnaissance, hand-to-hand combat, expertise in RDA weapon systems, blah blah blah. And about the little webcam 3D control thing there as well. He looks pretty cool. He's looking pretty much like a true 118 as opposed to 4-inch, like a 3.75. But let's open him up and have a look what he's like. The only other Avatar things I've got one of the vehicles, a bit like a ATV, and a review of the Banshee, which is here, which you can see in my videos somewhere. I think I've published it already. Okay, let's get him out. Okay, I won't want that or that, but I will keep his gun. Okay, let me look at his gun first of all. Two tones, silver and yellow. I think if you cut that part off here to here and there, that'll look pretty cool. It's okay as it is, and it's, you know, even though it's quite thick plastic, it's a bit too pliable, a bit too bendy for my liking. And no dual barrel. Okay, let's look at the figure. He stands up out of the box, just about. Looks pretty cool. Nice to have a black guy, another ethnic minority in the 118 scale. His eyes are really well painted. I mean, really, really well. You won't probably see that on the camera, but really well painted. His hair looks cool. He's got like a painted beard. He's got a tattoo of a cobra or dragon on his arm. Not so easy to make out in the lighting here. Let's look at the articulation. So his vest does come off, by the way. I can see that already. He has a holster with a gun here, but you can't take it out, which is a shame. Okay, so his head looks left and right. There is no up and down, no side to side. Shoulders, yeah, he's really flexible in the shoulders. So if he's a BJJ expert, you can have a hard time tapping him out some of those shoulder locks. Look at that. Let's look at his biceps. He gets over 90 degrees on his left and just a little bit over on his right. Pretty damn cool. Waist, he has a turn. There is no flexation forwards and backwards. Legs, he does get outwards, but he gets that strange cut out on his crutch there, but he does go out really quite far. Forwards and backwards. Forwards is cool, backwards ain't so great. You can see that they've caught out some really bad paint rub. If you look on the side of the hips there, that green part, especially here, look how the paint's rubbing off, but bear in mind this is 10 years old. Knees, he has a single knee joint and he gets just about 90 degrees, which is okay. Ankles, they turn. He gets a damn good Michael Jackson, and he gets a pretty good prima donna ballerina. Pretty cool. How does he hold his... there's no wrist articulation or hand articulation. Let's see how he holds his gun, because the gun looks kind of huge compared to him, you know. He goes up to his hip. Yeah, he's not going to hold that well. I'll tell a lie, he can hold it okay, not too shabbily with one hand. But he's going to overbalance because of the weight. No, that's not too bad. It just looks a bit too big for him. He's quite a cool looking figure. That paint rub's going to be a bit annoying. It's going to rub more and more and more the more you do that. He looks cool, bit basic. The head's nice. The combat blue and green doesn't look that good. If it was like a proper combat fatigues, that would look really quite cool. The knife doesn't come. Is it a knife? Yeah, the knife doesn't come out. The gun doesn't come out, which is a shame. That would have been really cool. But we should be able to take the vest off since it's loose. Probably via removing his head, I'd imagine. Let's compare him to other figures. First, I'll use a short figure. Let me use a Jada Robocop, which I've got in my reviews. Now, Robocop is short, and you can see that Robocop is taller than him. Okay, let's go to a Joy Toy figure. Yeah, he looks a bit small now compared to the Joy Toy figure. Let's get an Acid Rain figure. Let's go for the Combat Medic there. And we see now he's looking small. Let's get a Zombie Labs. My favourite Zombie Labs, Zoe. She's supposed to be a schoolgirl. She's going to tower over him. In fact, let me move some of these other ones out of the way. Yeah, he looks like a midget now. Let's look at Boss Fight Studios, Vandar, who again is going to be quite big in comparison. Yeah, he's massive in comparison. Vandar, look. Complete head above him. Let's look at a Marvel... which one? Let's look at a Marvel Universe. Let's go, not go for a huge one first of all. Let's go for the... should I go for the collector? Now, let me go for... No, before Marvel Universe, let me look at a Toy Notch. Lost Planet. Towers over him again. Let's look at a Marvel Universe Victor Von Doom. He's going to have trouble standing up because of his cloak and his loose joints on his legs. In fact, let me use Ultron. Ultron will stand up more easily, and he's practically the same size. There's no cloak as well. See, the Ultron is huge in comparison. This guy looks like a real midget now. Let's look at Magneto. Again, Magneto towers above him. Let's look at a DC Mr. Freeze, who's a big 118. You can see the huge difference there. And lastly, let's look at Hulk. Excuse me. And I actually quite like that scale next to Hulk. It really makes Hulk look big, as Hulk should be. Because a lot of figures, you know, when you compare him with Hulk, Hulk doesn't look as big as he should be. But here, that gives a really good sort of comparison for height. But you have to find quite a lot of these to do a diorama to scale up the Hulk there. He's quite nice, but he's small. Now, the Banshee, which is here, which is way too small. Yeah, he scales okay with the Banshee, but the Banshee's still too small. And not really great for him to ride on, either way. He looks okay, actually. Whereas the other 118 scale figures look a bit big on top of it. I quite like him. If I can find more of the Avatar figures, I will get them. I like the small scale because if you've got enough of them, they become the standard size, and anything else is just like big, like Hulk and so forth. So it makes it look like more dramatic for the display or diorama. The gun is pretty pants, if I'm honest. I would definitely cut off that yellow part from the bottom, along there, down there, and then across the back here. And it looked better, but even so, it's just very thick and but quite bendy and doesn't look great. I got them really cheap, so I'm not complaining. Okay, this is Awesome Action Toys. Let's put them a bit closer so you can see. And I am signing out saying please like, share and subscribe. I'll be back soon with more awesome actual videos for you. Stay happy, keep collecting. Bye-bye.